Boom.
Boom.
I said it first.
Hey, wow. So you actually came first.
I hope so. No. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Oh, hello and welcome everybody to our show. We'd like to say congratulations to Rob for his.
Prize of participation. Uh, yeah.
Sure, he's here. So why not just be thankful? Say hello, Rob,
Hello, Rob.
and welcome everybody to the show. We hope we find you in good health. Are we in good health, Rob?
I think so. Yeah. Considering.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
here.
we're here. We're alive. We're kicking. We don't have the sniffles. I don't know about you, but as the coronavirus, we're off with you.
I didn't have the coronavirus.
All right. Okay.
This is why you don't get invited to bar mitzvahs.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was something about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what's going on? What's the lowdown?
Well, I'm wearing the tracksuit.
Yep.
I'm all ready. I'm geared up. I'm pumped up. I've done my stretches. I've done my yoga. No, I haven't done yoga. I've never done yoga.
No. I was gonna say.
I don't know. Is yoga a sport?
Well, is yoga? No, yoga is not a sport, by the way. So my other half, her friend, her friend's husband, should I say, is a professional darts player, and we went to a function. Let's say it wasn't the best of functions, but it's one of those unfortunate things that
a function.
We got talking anyway.
Yeah.
And he's a professional darts player, and I got interested in what's a professional darts player and how do you become one. I mean, what's the difference between a professional darts player and an amateur darts player? Anyway, so we started talking, and he said, you have to win some competitions. That helps, obviously, and there's this big competition. If you win that, you join the league, and you become a professional darts player. So that got me thinking, and I said to him, "What's is darts a sport?" That was my question to him, and he is a professional darts player, and said to me, "No." So that got me thinking, bro. Between you and me, or you and I, as it would be correct, what is a sport? Now, if I said to you, "Is football a sport? Is ice hockey a sport? Or hockey, as the Americans say,
hockey
is American football a sport?"
Hockey.
It's ice hockey.
It's hockey.
You play on ice. Hockey is played on grass.
No. When you refer to things like, look, when you refer to things as, let's say, the normal one would be hockey on ice. The other one would be grass hockey on grass. That's the one that you have to specify because that's the lesser known sport.
Yeah, but in North America, hockey is referred to as ice hockey.
Really?
Yeah. Hockey. They call it hockey, and they know everyone's talking about ice hockey.
Okay.
But as you said, grass hockey is known as grass hockey. But when they say hockey, that's a lot of hockeys we're talking about, by the way.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, one's referred as ice hockey, and the other one they think is played. Well, they know it's played on grass, but in Europe it's the other way around. In the rest of the world, we have it one on ice, and the other one's just called hockey.
Okay. Well, you know what? I kind of have a different opinion to your Mrs. friend's husband. Yeah. I think that almost any kind of game that you play competitively in a tournament or any kind of a league or whatever should be classified as a sport. It's 2020. Sports don't really have to be physical anymore. There's a thing called esports. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
That's a sport.
So you know what? I was reading about this the other day, and they say the definition of sport is a couple of things. Sorry, I was playing Angry Birds.
Jesus, grown man playing Angry Birds.
Yeah. Shush. So Merriam-Webster gives the definition of an athlete as a person who is trained or skilled in exercise, sports, or games requiring stamina, physical strength, or agility. Now, in esports, which one of those requires stamina, physical strength, or agility? Now, this brings me to the question. Now, people say football is a sport, and they say ice hockey or American football or running, track athletic sport, because it's physical, does require some kind of mental stability. You know about mental stability, don't you, Rob?
No, I'm sorry.
Rob says no. And it's a kind of a skill level, right? Yeah, all right. The esports has a skill level. I'll give you that. But does it encompass all three? Let's say I give you an example of Formula One. Now, people say Formula One is not a sport. Now, I say to you that a Formula One driver, his heartbeat goes between 170 180 beats a minute. A marathon runner has a heartbeat of 170 a minute maximum.
Yeah.
A Formula One driver goes between 170 and 180 up to.
Okay.
Now, hold on. So before you start, sorry. Now it requires skill. Do you agree?
Of course.
Driving Formula, because not any you can't get your dad to.
And big plums. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Snowballs.
exactly. Plums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plums. Agility.
True.
Reflexes. Yeah, and you have to be super sharp reflexes. Because those touch boards that they have. You have to touch the lights, yeah? The average person, won't even get close to that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Someone once said to me, a sport is a sport only when you sweat. Now, would you say darts is a sport?
Yeah. I would.
Would you say snooker?
Oh, of course I would say snooker is a sport.
Why? Is it physical?
It is physical.
Does it require stamina? No, it isn't.
It does require dexterity. And it does require mental stamina. And when you are in a snooker position, right, in a bad one, and let's say that you're on Eurosport and the other guy's not allowed to mock you and make fun of you for trying to get out of the position, I'm telling you, your heart is going to be pumping, you are going to be sweating, and even if you're doing good, even if you're doing a 187, which is a perfect game in snooker, your heart rate is still going to be up because you're constantly thinking about placing the cue ball where it's necessary to be placed and not an inch away from where you need it to be. It is a sport. It's a sport of precision. And I'm sorry, for the younger viewers out there, they will know how much your heart rate goes up when you have 0 bullets and that guy's coming towards you. In Counter-Strike, when you have no more bullets left and you have to knife the guy, I'm sorry, and the other guy's coming with a sniper rifle or a shotgun, a pump shotgun, and you want to knife him, I'm sorry, your heart is gonna be in your throat.
You know what? Again, so what is the definition of a athlete?
Okay, look, please let me stop you.
Physical strength and agility.
Good. When were those definitions? When were they?
Introduced? When did they break? When they recognized? I don't know.
1850 or something weird like that. Things have changed. Things have changed.
Someone on esports that's playing that, is that person an athlete? They might be playing a sport, but is that person an athlete?
I wouldn't go as far as to call them an athlete, because I am probably a more athlete than more of the esports players, but just
athletic. You mean?
No, more of an athlete. I said, because I am working out from time to time, and I'm whatever doing. I have an active lifestyle, but
this is not an athletic, by the way. This drinking. No. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I think
so. Is a Formula One driver an athlete?
I think he is. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. A football player?
Oh, definitely.
Or soccer player?
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
So how the hell is an esports player and it's not an athlete? We achieved that. So if he's not an athlete, sorry, Rob. If an athlete, what does an athlete play? He plays sports.
Okay.
Right. how if the person playing the sport is not an athlete, how is that sport a sport?
Well, it's gonna be a sport because what else is it gonna be? I mean, I'm not talking about competitive
Pastime.
tournaments of Monopoly here.
It's a pastime,
It's,
Rob. Even my friend, my missus' friend, husband Mike said it's a pastime. All right, how about this one? Poker, is that a sport?
yes,
I think you've
of
lost
course
it.
it
You know
is.
that?
Anything that you play competitively in a league or tournament or whatever is gonna be a sport.
Right, and chess is a sport as
Is
well.
okay? Is bodybuilding a sport?
Yes,
How so?
physical.
You're just
the attribute
you're
of
just
an athlete
exercising
is
to be good at exercising and nothing more.
physical. It's physical. What does a chess player do? He's not physical.
No, he's mental.
The definite. No, but here's the thing: is a chess player an athlete?
He's mental. Ah!
Yeah.
No, he's not gonna be an athlete, but you know, physical strengths don't really mean anything when you're playing games like that.
We already established that a sport is something that requires 3 or 4 different attributes.
Skill.
Right. Right.
Dexterity.
But
Well, you don't really need dexterity when you're a chess player.
no.
I mean, yeah, those squares are
But
pretty small.
To be an athlete is coinciding. It's like word association. Athlete sport. It's word association. So you can't be an athlete if you're not playing a sport. But what you're saying, if you play a sport, you don't have to be an athlete. It doesn't work out. How can you do that?
It's like the word dumb and ass.
I knew that was coming.
It's word association. You're a dumbass.
Word association. Yeah. Yeah. You don't say dumb coke
Exactly. You say dumb.
or dumb cat.
No. Yeah, don't say
No.
it. Don't say it. But no, look. I really think that these definitions and these perceptions are just old-fashioned as hell, bro. I mean, because you know what? I grew up in the early 90s, right? When
No, don't mention Chernobyl
no,
again,
no,
please.
I'm gonna not. I'll try to refrain from it. But in the early 90s, there were such a thing as the X Games, right? That's when
Yeah.
they came out. They were extreme sports, and nobody recognized them as sports. Because you know what? Yeah, well, that 16-year-old kid did, I don't know, a backflip 3 times in the air without touching anything, and he landed it.
That is physical.
And yet, old geezers didn't recognize it as a sport. BMX
they do
riding,
now.
they didn't recognize it as a sport. Supercross, motocross.
Would have, should have, could have. No, Rob. Would have, should have, could have. It's done. They didn't recognize it, but they do now.
Okay, I'm not.
Does anyone now recognize chess as a sport or darts?
Yes. Okay, let's say.
No, bro.
Look, darts and snooker and billiards and pool, they're old-fashioned
Yeah.
sports. But you gotta give me the
Pastimes.
fact that esports are the future. Mankind is evolving in such a way that we're not moving anymore. Think about it. 25 years ago, for me to have a conversation with you, I had to pick my ass off of this chair and just actually walk to your house. Now look at us. We're doing it over the interwebs. You
Yeah,
get my point?
true.
So society is evolving rapidly in a weird way. Soon enough, VR would be good enough that we will have esports in virtual reality, and then we may or may not be immersed in a game in such a way that you actually move your arms and you actually get to, you know, like grab things and shoot things. And I don't know, who the hell knows? What if it's gonna be FIFA in VR? That's gonna be cool
You
as
know,
hell.
do you remember there's an episode of The Big Bang Theory
Mm-hmm.
where Leonard and Sheldon are playing Wii
Yeah.
sports? People like you will actually say that these are physical sports.
If they
You know, you can stand there and go, "Oh wow, look at that shot!
okay,
That was amazing."
Is,
No, Rob, that's not
is
sport.
bowling a sport?
It's not. No,
Of course it is. What are you? Come on, you gotta give me bowling. Seriously. Archery?
archery sport. Yeah,
How come? Because
'Cause
by
it
your
uses-
definition, it doesn't count as a sport.
All right, you know what? I'll give you bowling. Bowling is a sport. I will give you that. And archery is a sport. Why? Because they're physical
So is
and it requires skill.
Counter Strike.
Come on,
It's
bro.
physical.
An 8-year-old playing a. You know who else does that? Do you remember that time?
Yeah. I hope you're not doing what I think you're doing underneath that desk.
This is my point. It's not a sport. Esports can be. You can name it what you like. Potato, tomato, as you say, same thing, right? Yeah, but it's not, bro. You can't classify playing a computer game as a sport.
It's not now, but in
Nor will it ever
10
be.
to 15 years,
You know,
it will be mainstream. Trust me.
If the idiots get voted into power, then maybe. Right? But at this moment in time, we have people with common sense which will not say playing Counter-Strike or Game of Thrones or whatever it is.
Game of Thrones is not really a game.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But
There
Skyrim and these kind of things, they're not sports, bro. Gran Turismo is not driving. It's a simulation, bro. Yes, it can assist you because Formula One drivers do go to various tracks and practice that on an amazing simulator where they get to drive the track. But it's not the same thing. You're not gonna. There was an episode of Top Gear where Jeremy Clarkson goes to an
Laguna
American
Seca.
track, very famous track. Thank you. And he's driving around, and he's awesome.
And
on the game.
for bonus brownie points, do you remember what car he was driving on the PlayStation?
I want to say Toyota Celica, but I might get that wrong.
Nope, you got it very wrong. It was a Nissan Skyline GTR R34
No, I don't
in
think
blue.
so. I don't think
Yes,
so.
it was. On the
We'll get
on the
back to it.
no. It was an NSX, a Honda NSX.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a Honda
Yeah.
NSX. But you know what was
But-
the only thing separating real life track times with PlayStation track times?
Mhm.
His cojones, his plums, because he couldn't go fast enough down the corkscrew. Because he's a responsible member of society, he has children, he has a wife, and whatever. But if he would have been retarded like I am, I'd go down the corkscrew as fast as possible. You know, like
So what you're saying is, on a game, you could match the time on the game as you could in the car,
probably yes,
in reality.
because I'm stupid
Probably
like
not.
that.
Yeah, maybe you could be in a straitjacket and still wouldn't be able to do it.
I
I'm
think
telling
I
you,
could.
well, you wouldn't be able to do the straitjacket.
Honestly, like considering my gaming skills are not as great as they used to be, I think I'd be faster around the track physically than on a PlayStation.
No, not in a million years. I'd put money on that. I would put at least £1.50 on it. Yeah.
Well, you know what,
That's how much
ladies
faith
and
I have in you,
gentlemen,
yeah.
considering the fact that he's from London, I'll take it and go.
Wow. Why do you always go racist?
I
then?
said that
Just 'cause
you're
I'm
from
brown.
London. You Londoners are friggin' tight asses.
Wow, really?
Yes, really.
Yeah, that's because you foreigners pick our pockets all the time. We don't
No,
have
we're
any more
not.
money.
We're the type of people when we pay at the till we leave change, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway.
No. Anyway, no. But esports. Anyway, I'd like to say esports is not a sport. Cricket is cricket a sport? Yes, because there's running involved, there's skill involved, and it's physical.
Cricket is a sport only because you want it to be a sport. Only because the British wanted to be a sport. Because they distracted the Indian and Pakistani and Sri Lankans' attentions and every people that were in that Commonwealth when they took over their territories and their natural resources. They said, "Hey, cricket! Forget about the gold. We got cricket." Seriously?
And you know, England's the world champions at cricket. Right?
No, I doubt it. They're not. Are they?
Yes,
are?
they are.
Oh,
Yes, they are. Yeah.
It's rugby when they get their ass handed to them. Yeah, because rugby is an English sport,
I don't want to talk to you at this moment.
and England's been handed their ass to them at rugby for I don't know centuries.
No, we were world champions a few years back.
Really? Nobody else compete?
Yeah. Oh, look how funny you are.
Yeah. So
Sorry, which country do you live in, and where do they come? In any sport? All right, besides athletics, gymnastics.
not even. Not even.
No, there was a famous
No, that was
gymnast.
150 years ago. We don't want to even admit it. No, forget about it. No, no. There's absolutely no claim to fame about the country
Fine,
where I
fine,
come
fine.
from.
Okay, but certain bowling, archery, cricket, football, Formula One, no to snooker, no to billiards, and no to darts. No to poker, Rob. That's not a sport.
Okay, it's not a sport. You're trying to tell me that poker is a game of chance, and that's it?
Yeah,
No,
pretty
it's
much.
not, because every single time you watch poker tournaments on Eurosport, it's more or less the same players. Explain that.
Yeah, yeah. You know why? Because no one plays that
No, no,
much.
no.
No one wants to.
So many people want to play it. Trust me. Like, listen. Have you ever heard of that dude, Dan Blazarian? The guy with the beard and the yachts and the 150 supermodels around him. Most of his
No,
fortune was made through poker. And it was because he was good at it. It wasn't because his father gave him a small loan of 4 million or 40 million or whatever Donald got.
400.
400 million. There you go. So I don't know. I mean, it must be a game of skill, because always, when you move to the top tier, it's the same faces. That means that they're good at what they're doing. Because how poker tournaments work is you have like let's say a $50,000 pot to start with, right? And you can't supplement those funds. That's it. It's 50,000. When you finish them, you're out. You're going home.
You know,
It's a
yeah,
strategy game.
yeah, kind of reminds me of a Casino Royale, by the way. But anyway, sidetracking here. My definition, yeah, one of them. My definition of a sport, bro, is something that's physical, something that requires agility and a lot of skill. And my fourth variable of that would be something that makes you sweat.
A lot of things make you sweat, but they don't count as sport.
No, those four things must be at least three of those four things.
Okay, at least three of those things have to be there to for the activity to be considered a sport, considering the definition from the 1720s that you just spat out. Times are changing, bro. Trust me. Nobody's gonna play football in 50 years.
Of course they
No
are.
one is gonna play football in 50 years. Everyone's gonna be into virtual reality. Everyone's gonna play FIFA.
No, no, Rob. No.
Yes, it will happen. You'll see it. And when it's gonna happen, you will finally build up the courage to tell me, yeah, you're right. I always knew you were right. You're an awesome human being. You're amazing.
You know, wow. This is not the Matrix, right? Did you swallow the blue pill instead of the red one this
How
morning?
how could you know if it's not that it's not the Matrix? Honestly, like
Oh,
seriously,
no,
how can you
not
tell?
this again. I can tell. Trust me.
Cause okay, yeah,
I
I
don't see-
poke my
I don't
eye and
see
it
glitches.
hurts, but seriously, I've seen so many glitches. Seriously, you're trying to tell me that you spent so much time on the motorway and you never saw a glitch in the Matrix.
No.
Okay, all right,
I mean, you're the kind of person that says, I see dead people.
yeah.
You know. No.
No, I'm not. No.
Um.
I didn't get that far,
No.
but seriously, no. Trust me. In 50
All
years'
right.
time, there will be no such thing as a physical sport.
Now, here's the problem, bro. You're talking about 50 years' time. Okay? I can't confirm, nor can I deny that. I'm talking about right now, this moment in time, what is a sport and what isn't a sport. Is esports a
Yes,
sport?
it is.
No.
I have to say it is. Yes. Did you see the
Why?
Is Monster Truck a sport? The Monster Truck Madness
No.
a sport? Then
No,
why
no.
is WRC and F1 a sport and Monster Truck Madness not a sport? They're doing the same thing.
No. No. WRC requires years of skill and it's And by the way, it's in a small engine car, WRC.
Jesus
By the way,
Christ, yeah. Back to
yeah,
that again.
yeah. No,
Have
well,
you
it's true.
have you recently have you seen the tricks that they managed to pull off in the monster trucks? Did you ever see them? Like the recent ones in the past couple of years. There was just the other day there was this
No.
guy doing like a stoppie, like on the front wheels on the monster truck, and he was holding it and then went backwards up a hill, and then he was just balancing it on the front two tires. That was just sorcery.
It's skill,
Yes.
but
Reflexes. His heart
yeah,
rate is up.
yes. Is it physical?
I think it is. Because you have to hold the steering wheel in such a way that.
No.
Well, come on,
It,
it's power steering.
yeah, but is it
It's
physical?
physical to get up those wheels
Okay,
and get
okay.
into the cab.
Okay, so going to Formula One car or World Rally Championship, uh, do they sweat in those cars?
Yeah, they do, but I think they
Yeah,
sweat in the
yeah.
monster truck as well.
Okay, yes, okay. Does he have skill in all three of
course.
those? Right. How about physical is where the monster truck fails. WRC car, you're sweating, you're going over because the amount of pressure that it's the physical force on your body. What physical force
Seriously?
is there in a
What
monster truck?
physical
Yeah,
forces are on you
yeah,
when you're in a monster truck cab? Have you seen
yeah.
the jumps that they do? Have you seen? Can you imagine
No,
when
no.
that monster truck is on the front two wheels or on the side or whatever? Can you imagine being inside a car cabin facing completely 90-degree down when you're like as high as a monster truck is? Can you imagine jumping over 5 cars and then landing on it?
Okay, could I don't want to say the word fat, but a fat person drive a monster truck and have all those skills?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, a fat person couldn't drive a Formula One car and couldn't do a
Oh,
World Rally Championship car.
okay.
And none of the winners of those cars have ever been fat, by the
I
way.
will not call anyone fat. You can because you are, but I cannot because I'm not. So I'm not gonna. But let's say a person with a weight problem.
I don't like
I
you.
know, but let's say a person with a weight problem is not gonna be able to drive a Formula One car because of its design. If you increase the size of a cockpit of a Formula One car, and you can
Yeah,
physically
you
get
throw
in,
all the aerodynamics. Yeah, you're right.
doesn't
And
matter.
you throw all
You
the
just
aerodynamics. And you know what? The driver has to be thin
No,
to
no.
lose weight
You just
to have the car efficient.
you don't have to throw out the aerodynamics. You just build it, at 1/5 scale up. You know how they create,
1/5 scale.
how they have model cars. 124 scales and they're like this, and 148 and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just scale it up. So someone with a weight issue can fit in. And I bet you that if
No.
if they have enough talent, because it's all about talent. Let me tell you, I know for a fact that you don't watch MotoGP, but in MotoGP there's this kid called Marc Marquez. He's been winning 6 years on the trot, and it's simply because he is insane and talented. But first, he's insane.
Is he fat? Is he overweight?
Well, he's not overweight because he's 19 or 20 or something like that.
Right, he's an athlete,
No, he's
right?
24,
He's
I think.
athletic. Fighter pilots are not overweight. Motorcycle GP riders are not overweight. Any physical sport where they're at the top of the game are not
Yeah,
overweight,
okay.
Rob. A monster truck guy could be overweight.
How would you know that? They have bucket seats, they've got roll cages. You're just basing this whole entire argument on the premise that Americans are fat, and by default, the person that drives the monster truck is American and fat.
I reckon you couldn't find. If I did a search right now, I could find someone that's overweight and drives a monster truck. And in those competitions, I bet you I could do it. But I bet you couldn't find one single person on a bike, in a WRC car, or in a Formula One car that's overweight. Take that one.
Not over.
Take it and go.
Nah, there was only one guy, Marco Simoncelli, but he passed away a few years ago. He wasn't overweight, but he was almost rejected by MotoGP, by FIA or whatever they're called, because he was too tall. I think he was 1 meter 84 or something like that. 6 foot what 4. He was huge, because obviously
I get
Anyway,
it.
um,
Anyway,
what about okay? Come to think about riding, are jockeys? The guys that ride on horses and they go around the thing. The guys that you bet on them.
yeah,
People like you
yeah,
bet on them.
jockeys,
Yeah.
yes.
Are they
People
yeah,
like me.
rich people like you that go to Epsom Downs and have a little bit of Chablis and a martini and whatever, and you bet £1,000 on a horse going around the track? Are those guys athletes?
Well, this weekend was the Cheltenham. This week was the Cheltenham Gloucester, by the way. That's
sorry.
anyway. Just neither here nor there. Yes, they're athletes.
How come?
They're fit.
Are they though?
They have to be
No,
fit.
they have to
Yeah.
be thin.
Have you ever seen a? No. Have you ever seen a fat jockey?
They have to be thin and short. That's
Okay.
it. So the
Rob,
weight on top of the horse is as small as possible. They don't have to be fit.
Rob, have you ever ridden a horse?
Yes, I have.
Right. Do you know how much effort it takes and skill it takes to ride a horse?
Skill, yes. Effort, no. It doesn't take a lot of effort.
It does. Have you ever raced a horse at high speed?
No.
Do you know how much strength you need to hold on to that thing?
Seriously?
People get thrown off at the horse walking. Don't worry about galloping. Yeah.
I'm a motorcycle rider. You're going to tell me that a horse riding at what, 25, 30 miles an hour is going to throw me off? Bro, I rode.
No, I'm saying it takes strength to sit on that horse.
I rode a few Ducatis in my life. If those things didn't throw me off, a horse is never gonna.
I'm not saying about throwing you off, bro. I'm saying you're an athletic person to get on Ducati and go around a corner. Someone who is not physically strong, core strength as well, will not be able to ride as well as you because they don't have the core strength. Because you have an athletic build, you will do much better at that than an overweight person. My point.
What about sumo wrestling? Is that a sport? Those guys are fat.
They are fat, but they're also requiring strength, and they sweat, and it's physical, and it's
I don't
skill.
think they sweat that much.
Yeah, they sweat.
Well, they sweat because they have a weight problem, but
They're
yeah.
Oh, thank you for not saying that because they're fat.
Just like you.
You know how, stop it.
I didn't say it.
I'm not fat.
You
Yeah,
know
you
who
did.
said it.
Horrible. No.
Anyway,
No. Next time I have a birthday, I'm not inviting you, by the way. You're not allowed to
yeah.
come.
What else is new?
No, but the training sumo goes through. Have a look at the training sumo goes through. They're athletes. They're big athletes, but it's strength training.
Really? What? Eating so
Yeah.
many chicken McNuggets?
They're not eating 500 at a go. They're okay. That's like saying these competitive eaters are athletes. No, they're
Look,
not athletes.
okay,
They're
look.
athletes either.
Look, let me stop you right there. Just stop. Hammer time. If sumo wrestlers were trained and had, like a proper diet and were training hard, they would have been in the world's strongest man competition, in the powerlifting competitions. They wouldn't be, just jiggly. You get my point? I mean,
Jiggly.
some of the guys from the world's strongest man competition, they have a little bit of a belly. I get it. But you can look at them and you can tell, like, yeah, that guy's not fat. That guy's not obese. If he slaps me, I'll feel it tomorrow.
Sorry, can I just cut you off there? When you say jiggly, it reminds me of the Goonies, the Shuffle Truffle. Come on, Chunk.
No. I'm not going to do it. I'm not that cheap to dance for nothing. Anyway.
Oh, come on. I'll throw you a 50p.
That's a lot coming from you. Anyway, so if they have a proper diet and proper training routine, they would not have that.
They do. At some point in the future, I want you to come back and tell the viewers and say, you know what, I did my research and guess what? You were right, H. These guys do some serious amount of training. You need that body weight because here's the thing: if you are an athletic guy, let's say you what's the guy? One of the MMA fighters. You something McGregor. Colin.
You,
No,
Connor,
no, don't say you McGregor.
Connor McGregor.
Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
right? Now he's a hell of an athlete,
Yeah.
and we know that, right? If he was to go up against a sumo wrestler
Yeah.
doing sumo wrestling, what chance do you think he would stand? You know why he wouldn't stand a chance, bro? Because of body weight. They need that weight to have the advantage. The bigger the guy, the more the body weight helps. They're all big for that reason. It's the same reason you can't have a featherweight go up against a heavyweight boxer. You'd lose the power to weight ratio.
So now you're telling me that overweight is a good thing, but just 5-10
No.
minutes ago you were telling me that overweight is a bad thing because you can't fit
Okay,
in a
no.
Formula One car.
You're twisting my words. What I said to you was there is no overweight people that drive WRC cars, Formula One cars, or motorcycle GP, right? But there are overweight people driving monster trucks.
How would you? I don't think they are. I don't think they are. It's
I think there are. I'm not saying obese. I'm saying chunky monkeys
on the heavy side. So like
Yeah, on the heavy side.
100 kilos,
Right. Yeah.
220 pounds.
Maybe- or
How much
more,
do you weigh?
Or more, let's say. Me 110.
Oh.
Yeah. Go on, say it.
I just weighed myself today.
Yeah. And the conclusion is
150. 150 pounds.
115. Oh, 150. Oh, 150
Yeah, no.
kilograms. I was like, yeah, in your dreams.
150 pounds.
Yeah. No, but most guys that go to the gym, the smaller guys are not going to lift as much as the heavier, bigger guys. There is a difference with your size.
It's debatable.
Yeah. Okay. You can debate all you want. Debate or anything else that ends with that word.
I don't know.
Yeah.
As far as no. As far as working out, weightlifting, and whatever, it's all a matter of experience and just total like overall stamina. If you started working out in your 40s and you are on the bigger side, you are never ever gonna be able to keep up with a thin mofo like me, which started working out when I was 16. You're not gonna keep up with me.
What do you mean keep up?
As
What does that
in,
mean?
both ways. Either heavy reps, heavy weight, low reps, or low weight, high reps. Doesn't matter.
Dream on. I disagree with that heavily.
Do you?
Heavily, I disagree with that.
I doubt it.
One of my friends, he's 65. His name's Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's 65.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you would have trained with him, he'd slaughter you. The amount of weight that guy lifts, one rep, he can do, 4 plates aside? What's that? Like 180 kilograms? Can you bench 180 kilograms? I doubt if you lift it off the rack, bro. But he's a large man.
Yeah.
So with that large man comes large power.
Not necessarily.
You know as well as I do.
Not necessarily.
Okay, now we you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we had a show where we said no replacement for displacement, which basically means the bigger the engine, the better engine. Where this man vehemently said, "Oh, you know what, H? Oh, small engine ain't got the kind of torque that a big engine has." Now he's going against what he said and going, "You know what? No, that's not possible." So what you're saying, the 2-liter engine is better than the 7-liter?
No,
Say that
you
now. Go on,
cannot
Rob.
compare biological strength with mechanical strength, because biological strength is all up here.
Oh, right. Of course it
If
isn't,
you
yeah.
wish it, it's gonna happen.
They will
If
come.
you build it,
Oh,
they
yeah.
will come.
If you build it, they will
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
They will come. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'd like to say conclusion time. Oh my god.
All right, I'll give in.
Tell me, bro, why are we
I
friends?
have no clue.
Are we friends?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know you have no clue. But anyway, conclusion time. So, what do you think? Are some sports classified? in sports just in name, or would you really say? I mean, just because they're being shown on Eurosport, and you know what, you mentioned the channel Eurosport quite a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must be a big fan. But anyway, some sports are definitely granted as sports. Baseball is a sport. Let's say squash is a sport. Basketball is a sport. These are sports. We all grant those. But when you're playing, yes, there's a skill involved in poker, bro, and there's a certain amount of skill in playing darts. Definitely, it requires ages and ages of dedication and practice. I will give you that as well. But I think for a sport to be called a sport, it has to be encompassing at least 3 of the 4 things I said. It has to be physical, it has to be skill, it has to be agility, and it's one of those things where not the average man can do. The heartbeat goes up, and it's just like I said, as I said to you earlier, and I'm sorry to go over it again, but a fighter pilot is not going to be overweight dude. He's going to be skinny, he's going to be fit. You know that. The amount of G-force is impacting on the body. These guys have to be super fit. Formula One car, you must have driven a go-kart. Now, you drive a go-kart around the track for a little while. You come out, what are you doing? You're knackered. Your neck hurts. The amount of pull that you have just on a neck in a go-kart for a while. Now, imagine that in a Formula One car. That's high speed. There's a lot of G's being pulled. These guys are fit. And that's what I classify is skill, agility, physical, and mental. Where do you go from there? Your conclusion.
All right, I'm not even gonna try to convince you that there's no such thing as a retarded game which is classified as a sport. Japan is full of it. There's so many weird game shows which they think that those are sports.
Takashi Castle.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
you give it time. You give it time, and you'll see that eventually, in some time, let's say 5, 10, 15 years from now, esports are gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. Just like Corona is now a thing, esports would be a
of course.
thing. No. Okay, fair enough. We'll see in 5 years, 10 years time.
Sure.
We come back to the
Yeah.
show and say, guess what, Rob? You were still wrong. I was right. You're still wrong. And there we
You
have
see,
it.
your question goes both ways. Why are we friends?
That's
You're
really.
always wrong.
You-
What's wrong with
you're
you?
mentioning-
What's happening?
You're mentioning both ways now at
Yeah,
this
no.
moment. No. Okay. Anyway, thank you for. I'd like to say to the viewers, thank you for watching. And Rob, I'd say it's been emotional.
It really has.
Yeah. So I'd like to say goodbye from me and say goodbye, Rob.
Goodbye, Rob.
Anything else to add, brother?
Well,
Let's go.
if you guys like the video, just press the like button. If you want to
Like.
see another or more of our videos, just press the subscribe button.
Thumbs
If
up.
you like what you
Yep.
saw, remember to subscribe and share with your friends and all of that. And we will catch you
Correcto
next
mundo.
week.
I think that's a wrap. And thank you for watching, boys and girls, and hopefully see you soon. Say bye,
Bye,
Rob.
Rob.